How much of a difference does the name of the business school in your resume really make? Hi, I'm David Petersam, and that's a question we've been asking here at Admissions Consultants since 1996. So you can probably imagine just how excited I was when we were finishing up our new book, Top MBA Programs, Finding the Best Business School for You, and I was finally able to launch a study that would answer the questions we have about the brand name value of MBA programs. 5 of our employees spent a considerable amount of our spring and summer on this ambitious project. First, we created over 2,800 composite resumes with backgrounds in accounting, biotech, consulting, engineering, financial analysis, information technology, investment banking, public sector, real estate, supply chain management, and underwriting. We made all the composites graduating second-year MBA students, which is the quote-unquote golden hour for MBA holders. That point in time when the name of the school from which you earn your MBA holds its greatest value. Then, we added different regional backgrounds for each composite character, such as where they lived, worked, and attended graduate school, so that our sample pool represented all the 10 regions defined by the MBA Career Service Council's standards for reporting MBA employment statistics. These composite characters had identical undergraduate schools, grades, extracurricular activities, foreign language skills, and of course, job accomplishments. The names of the composites employers were fictitious to eliminate any bias there. We even gave all of our composites similar surnames and kept them all male to eliminate any unfair bias that could affect the outcome. And the only thing that was truly different about our composites was the name of the business school they had attended. We then contacted hundreds of recruiters who responded by telling us the projected annual salaries they would offer our composited candidates, who were all newly minted MBA holders about to enter their first jobs after business school. In addition to seeking detailed information on the functional areas outlined earlier, we also set out to see how schools are viewed across the 10 regions used by the top schools' career service offices. The results from well over 300 recruiters demonstrate to what extent a program's name brand recognition influences future career prospects and compensation. Indeed, we found that school name made a great deal of difference, as demonstrated in this chart. The salary difference between a highly competitive school and a less competitive top-tier school was nearly $20,000 across the board. In other words, even by controlling the factors of where a composited character earned his undergraduate degree, his past work experience, gender and origin, the resumes that offered up an applicant with an MBA from a top school commanded a significant premium in the workplace. We believe that this premium will increase in a stronger economy when employers have larger payroll budgets. To quote just one recruiter, a gentleman from the United Kingdom,
12 to 18 months ago, I'd have expected that these candidates would have been able to add 10 to 15,000 pounds to their starting salaries, and their background prior to the Masters would have been less important.
Armed with an MBA from a top-tier school, your earnings power will magnify in an improved economy. We had many other findings from this study. All of our graphs, including those for each of the 10 regions and various job functions, show similar non-symmetrical skews. In other words, the very top school names are further above the mean and median than the very bottom school names are below the mean and median. All 31 schools profiled in top MBA programs are very highly regarded, representing the creme de la creme of graduate business educational programs. For comparison purposes, the survey also included some composites of graduating MBAs from less prestigious 2-year programs. Students from these less competitive business schools earn an average of 20% less than any of the 31 schools listed here. Candidates who pursue a career in a highly competitive field, such as strategy consulting, investment banking, private equity, or venture capital, will most certainly benefit from attending one of the very top business schools. From job recruiters, we heard consistent comments about their lack of interest in hiring composites whose MBAs were from the least selective of our 31 profiled B schools for consulting and iBanking positions. Recruiters give advantages to candidates who had already lived or worked in the same geographic region as the job they are applying for. In other words, while Harvard is ranked first for earning power globally, Stanford steps up to first place when it comes to West Coast employers. And while Berkeley is ranked 16th overall, it moves up to 9th place when it comes to West Coast employment. Each composite resume reflected an applicant's interest in a specific region by listing summer internships, undergraduate schools, and pre-MBA employment in the same geographic region. Most MBA students find it easier to secure a summer internship in the same region as their MBA program. Approximately half of second-year students find their positions through their career services office. Hence, our composite resumes may not have been entirely accurate in portraying the chances of getting back to the region to actually compare the relative value of the B school names. Name brand value increases most dramatically for those with the least prestigious pre-MBA work backgrounds. For example, the candidate with a pre-MBA public sector background is the one who experienced the greatest salary boost by virtue of possessing an MBA from Harvard. This character's salary was a whopping 55% higher than the character with the same work background but whose MBA was earned at the least competitive school. In other words, highly competitive schools give their graduates the greatest fresh start value. Although some regional differences remain, the internet and increasing transiency of the workforce have lessened the importance of geographical differences among the top MBA programs. Our average salaries are a bit lower than those reported by the schools, but the relative value of brand name MBAs remains constant. This is due to a couple of factors. First, our averages reflect an equal weight from each of the 10 regions as defined by the MBA Career Services Council's Standards for Reporting MBA Employment Statistics. Also, we reached out to recruiters beyond the traditional corporate recruiters who stampede the top schools' campuses each year. While these non-campus recruiters place a lower value on name brand MBAs, the relative value of the B school brand names remains constant. We don't believe for even a minute that this study quantifies the magnitude of the difference between the quality of education and the quantity of future employment opportunities offered at the top MBA programs. For starters, the differences in alumni networks and networking opportunities, particularly for those who will be entering the highly competitive fields, such as strategy consulting and private equity, were not captured in our study. Oh, and two more facts that shouldn't surprise anyone. There is no single resume format preferred by recruiters, but what did consistently impress them were the composites with the most job continuity. Our new book, Top MBA Programs, Finding the Best Business School for You, gives business school applicants advice about the admission process and choosing their best fit MBA program. It also provides in-depth descriptions on 31 top schools. Finally, Top MBA Programs includes an interactive CD-ROM that allows users to run a school selection tool so that they can build their own customized rankings. The CD-ROM offers over 80 selection criteria to its users. Information gleaned from the study on recruitability by both region and industry is included in the school selection tool. Such a resource is doubly valuable to MBA applicants since the corporate recruiter study demonstrates how much a business school name matters. We hope you find our research helpful in your B school selection and admissions process. If you have any questions about our study, our book, or we just want to discuss your profile or bounce a question off us, please don't hesitate to give us a ring at 703-242-5885. We're here to help, and we look forward to talking to you soon.